see a new term here. It says data sets with outliers. Outliers defined as a data value that is blank from the rest of the data values. So what do you think an outlier means? Do you think it's close to the other numbers or far away?
Far away, 'cause it's got the
Yeah.
outliers.
A data value that is far away from the rest of the numbers. So it is not very close. Okay, so look at the first examples. Which one of those do you think is an outlier?
2,
Why?
because it's farther away from all those others.
Yeah, all those are pretty close, except for the number 2. 2 is an outlier. How about the next one?
100.
Yeah, 100 is the outlier. All right, now we're going to see how an outlier affects an average or a median. Okay, so if you have a bunch of grades and you do one really bad, how does it affect your grade? Or you have one that's really good, how does it affect your grade? So look at this first set of numbers. We're going to find the median and the mean. So let's see if we can find the median. Crossing out the biggest and the smallest. What's the median?
28 and 32.
Okay.
So then you have to divide those two, something like that.
So what's between 28 and 32? 30.
Oh, yeah.
If you have trouble seeing that, you add them up. And then you divide by 2, yes. Somehow you need to get to 30. Okay, the next one, the mean. So we need to add them together. So just to save us some time, we'll add them here with the calculator. 2 plus 26 plus 28 plus 32 plus 35 plus 39. 162 is the total. And I need to divide that by what? 6. Says my average is 27. Okay, now looking at these numbers, average of 27, that basically means 4 of them are above it and 2 of them are below it. So do you think that 2 had a big effect on our average?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now let's figure it out without the outlier. So like 2's not even there. So what is my total going to be now if I add them up? It's going to be 2 less than I just did here.
25.
2 less total.
Oh, 160.
It'll be 160. Divided by how many numbers do I have if I take out the outlier? How many numbers did I have?
6.
I'm taking 1 away.
5.
Now I have 5. So 160 divided by 5. And my average is 32.
I don't know why. Why can't you just find them?
Okay, so
all
look
these stuff, I can't keep finding them.
look how much that affected my average. So if that was a homework grade, that affected you 5%. One bad one. Now, granted, it was really low, right? But that too had a big effect on our average. Next one. Notice they are not in order, so that's going to be our first step. Put them in number order. What's going to be the first one? 30. And then? And then? And then? Followed by 40 and 100. Okay, first step, find the middle. It's between what two numbers? You got to put them in order, though, when you look at the median. It's between 36 and 39. Do you know what's between 36 and 39?
37 and 38.
I only need one number, though. If you can't see it, you got to add them up and divide by 2, which is, yes, 37 and a half. 75 divided by 2. Okay, average, the mean, add them up. 30, 40, 31, 100, 36, and 39 is 276. Divided by, how many numbers I got? 6. 276 divided by 6 is 46. What do you think about that average?
Pretty good. It's done that right
Well, 5 of them were lower than that. And then I have the 100. Do you see an outlier there?
Yeah.
Which one?
100.
The 100 is the outlier, so let's figure it out without the 100 in there. So if I add them all up and I take 100 off of there, what am I going to get?
76. 100.
I'm going to get 176. Divided by how many numbers? I'm taking 100 off. 5. 176 divided by 5. 35.2. And notice how much that affected my average again. All right, in both cases, the median was a better description because the blank makes the mean too high or too low. What made it too high or too low? Well, that made us do it twice. The outlier is correct. The outlier.
That's pretty tricky. I give it to you.
All right. Now, the rest of the time, guys, you're going to have to work on this review. That is basically a practice quiz. If you do well on that, you'll do well tomorrow. Questions are very similar. Let's do one together on the front page. Which one would you like to do? Probably an adding or subtracting one would be my guess. That's what we've been having the most trouble on.
Number 3, number 3.
Number 3.
I don't know. I think number 3, 6, and 7 are the hardest here. Number 7 is
All right. Make sure you watch if it's adding, subtracting, or multiplying. number 3, number 1, 2, 5, 7 are all adding or subtracting.
I know 7.
Okay? Now, your first step, guys, when you see this, some of us like to do 7 minus 1, 9 minus 2. You cannot do that. You have to have a common denominator. So what's the common denominator of 9 and 2?
18.
18. So your first step is to write 2 fractions with a bottom of 19. Now you got to look at 2 fractions separately. Madison, the first fraction, 7 over 9. How do I get from 9 to 18?
2 and 9 both goes 18.
So you're taking it times 2. 9 times 2 gives you 18. So what do you think I got to do to the 7?
Times by 2.
Times it by 2, which is 14. Now I'm looking on the right side, and I'm looking at my denominator. How did I get from 2 to 18?
Times it by 9.
Took it times 9. Asia, what do you think I got to do to the 1? Which is?
9.
Now you subtract or add. In this case, subtract. 14 minus 9?
3.
Not 3.
Or
5 out of 18. I see if I can reduce it.
5. No.
If I can't, I am done. Okay, now the rest, I want you to do them. Back page is giving you an example of the data sets that we've talked about. Your first step, write them in order. Put the numbers in order. Then it's asking you for smallest number, biggest number, range, mode, median, mean. 15, is the mean a good description for this data set? And then yes or no and why. So 15 questions, we already did one together.